Independent Television, YT, Channels Television, Television Continental, and of course the father of them all, the Nigerian Television Authority, NT. My name is Benga Aruleba. This session, of course, is with the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike, the Honorable Minister of the FCT. Honorable Minister, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Let me also welcome my colleagues. Fisayo is here. Fisayo Ogufi is of Nigerian Television Authority.
Honorable Minister, nice to see you again.
Thank you very much.
And of course, across the aisle there, Chamberlain Uzo is here. Chamberlain is General Manager now, News.
Not yet, Station Manager.
Station Manager, Channels Television. Chamberlain, good morning.
Thank you.
And of course, Ayo Uzo Bakwa is of Television Continental TVC.
Thank you, Benga.
Good to see you. Guys, we are with the Minister again. Honorable Minister, good to see you again, sir.
Thank you.
All right, it's time for you to bring us up to speed on some issues. First, let's start with the issue of security. The last time we were here, security was, of course, everybody's concern in the FCT. And of course, after that, we've seen you swung to action. You visited all the area councils, holding stakeholders sessions with the traditional rulers, the security chiefs, and of course the elected officials in those area councils. Can we say the outcome of all of that shuttle visit is the relative peace that we are seeing now in the FCT?
Well, I would say a combination of so many factors. First of all, let me sincerely thank you. Issue of security is germane to every government. And you realize that one of the key priorities of the Nyesom agenda is to tackle the issue of insecurity, which has been there before this administration came. So security is something that every government owes dearly, because a government that cannot protect its people has no business to be in power. Like you said, last time we met, there are some issues that which some of you consider that is going out of hand, going out of context in Abuja. And I did say that that is not very much correct. However, that does not mean that there are no issues of insecurity here and there. We took a lot of steps. Like one of the steps we took is to really make sure that we visited all the area councils to have town hall meetings with stakeholders and see also how they can have a buy-in in what government intends to do. A government alone cannot fight the issue of insecurity. Everybody has a duty to contribute one way or the other in terms of intelligence, in terms of information to security agencies. And so that visit alone, I can tell you, contributed to some of the successes we have recorded today. And what we discovered is that the people do not understand or do not even know what was going on in government. They have no connection with the government. And so it's like they're on their own. But we let them understand that, look, Mr. President had mandated me to let them know that what they are facing is aware, and that I am assuring them, reassuring them that this issue of insecurity, particularly as it affects them in Abuja, will be a thing of the past. And we're able to see also that the stakeholders were able to point out to us that, look, there are things that we think that if we have, we'll be able to curtail some of this, because we know some of the routes that these people come. And because we have no access to the routes, it becomes difficult. It becomes easier for these criminals to hit and run, and then you do not have anything to go after them. When you talk about the routes, not they are so bad, and some other things. And we did promise them that what actually do you think that you really need now that will be able to also help to curtail some of this? And identify some key routes that they believe that these bandits, these criminals have been using to terrorize them. And when I came back, I did brief Mr. President of what they are talking about. And he gave a directive immediately that, look, go in there, make sure that these jobs are done. As I speak to you, the routes that they have mentioned to us are ongoing now as I speak to you. And that's why I saw us flagging up most of these routes. And we consider those as emergency. Now, they have also identified other key routes they believe that if government takes action, that will also help them. And that was also taken into consideration by putting into our 2024 budget, which is now before the National Assembly. I believe that today the House of Reps will have the second reading and then commit it to the committee stage for further deliberation. And we also talked about intelligence, that they need to give out information. Information is key. Again, you have to give them the confidence that this information, they have to protect those who have given out the information. Because part of the problem is that, look, how do I know if I give out this information, whether those I gave out the information will not use it against us by these criminals coming after them? We did assure them, I told them the method in which this information will be given out. And that is not what I'm going to let the public know. And that has paid off. I can tell you immediately after the stakeholders consultation meeting, and luckily then we had a very proactive CP and the person of Igwe, who also knows the terrain of Abuja. He has been the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of operation before, so luckily he is now the CP. So the Abuja area is not new to him. And within a week, we were able to, apprehend the major culprits, those who are behind the series of kidnappings in FCT.
Was it because of the ransom?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily that. That could be a motivating factor too, because the police has to use that money to also give out to informants. They will have to get intelligence. Remember, you can have all the weapons without intelligence. You have nothing to achieve. So intelligence is key first. Being able to have information. This is where these criminals are. This is where we think we can go and get them. In fact, remember the legislative aid to Senator Ned Wike, who was killed, who was kidnapped and killed and was buried in a shallow grave. The major culprit, these were in the forest in Nassau, in particular Toto. And if you see what happened, first of all, we got Bahiro before, and then got the second person, and these are the major sponsors of kidnapping and other forms of hamburger. The moment we took two of them and solved their kingpins, that's why I see that the whole thing came down. Again, police, it's unfortunate to say this, that some of our, or mostly the security agencies, in particular, I would say, the police here, not adequately equipped. In fact, you can't believe it that the police command of the city do not even have ordinary tracking device. You can't believe that. Not only them, even the FCT commander of the state, the state services don't even have. So the only, the state of government, and the only way they have is at the headquarters. So if they are things to do, they have to go to the headquarters, which is not supposed to be that. And we have said, look, and luckily I told Mr. President that, look, we have to do something. And there must be the emergency procurement of this equipment. Because if we go through the normal process of procurement, it takes you months. In fact, let me tell you, last year, we applied to Bureau of Public Procurement. Look, we want to have vehicles to launch by December, another communication gadgets allow us have emergency procurement. They refused. I'm not saying that not doing that was what led to some of those kidnapping, or what led to the kidnapping of the families and the rest. But if we had had this opportunity to launch Members Republic, that alone puts here before the criminal that look, these people are
sort of a step.
Yes, but it will only happen in January. I have to run to Mr. President. Look, we can continue. As soon as the President gave us emergency procurement approval immediately that we must get this equipment, and which we have done. Then the only snap we now have, again, I have said, in terms of security, we don't need to bring bureaucracy. We have now applied to the Office of National Security Advisor to allow us to have end user certificates of most of those equipment. When I appeared before the Senate yesterday, they closed those sections, and I briefed them. They were all happy with what we have done and what steps we are taking. But then again, we are able to let them know, look at the problem that we are facing. And I came back. Then I saw the data from the Office of the National Security Advisor. So I was thinking that approval has been given. Until when I read it, I said, look, we should let those who will use it, take for example, the police, the SSS, be the ones, they will not apply for the end user certificate. But we have spent how many weeks, months? Now, that will now go back for them to now write it. See what I'm talking about? Bureaucracy.
Okay. After that meeting with the Senate,
yes,
you said, because that was part of what we had read sometime in January.
Yeah.
And you said some of these security incidents we see are staged or politicized.
No, I said.
What did you mean by that?
No, I said some of these kidnapping are sometimes state managed. Sometimes, take for example, this is my family, right? Right? I have a brother, right? I have a cook. My driver takes my children to school, right? Unknown to me, my driver is the one behind the kidnap of my children. What do you want anybody to know, to do at that point? How will any security person use to say you are not vigilant? If not, how would that kidnapping take place? If the driver that takes the children to school has connived with these criminals, look, by social time we are going to school. By social time we are coming back. Now instead of him to take the normal route where it will be difficult, he takes the route where they are agreed. And then you hear the children have been kidnapped and the driver escaped. Of course, the blame will be on the security agencies. Now, how do you find out? Until when the police or security agencies go into action and then finds out that it was the driver that masterminded the kidnap.
Is there a similar case with all of these cases that you had?
I was a governor. I'm telling you for example what we know.
Well, how about the FCT now? Any case that looks like this one recently?
I don't need to reveal certain things. All I've told you that yes, we agree. The point I want to let you know, we agree that kidnappings take place, but the most kidnappings too are inside house kidnapping. You can't run away from it. And two, you may not agree, but some people have this habit that look, let's make it uncomfortable for the government. I can tell you that. Let's make it uncomfortable. Let the government have problems. Let us see that. Even though something happened, but not to the extent that it happened, their business is to blow it above what has really happened. I'm not saying that is an excuse. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that with my experience, with what I know, sometimes something happened after Buhari. You know, we have boundary with Kaduna, Niger, Nasarawa, and Kogi. Now after Buhari, there's a community. It's in Kaduna. Right? When that kidnapping happened, they said in FCT. But it is not FCT. It is in Kaduna. But that is a community close to Buhari, which is another council in FCT. So the point was saying that. But some people will say, look, it has happened in Buhari. And where is Buhari? Buhari is in the FCT.
Honorable Minister, you mentioned the case about the hideouts that you got in Toto, for instance. That's next to Abaji. Nasarawa, but that's you run through Abaji to get to that place. In our last discussion, you were talking about collaboration with these states in terms of monitoring these borders and especially the forests that provide cover for these outlaws. How far with that?
No. You see, when we talk about monitoring, with all due respect, I'm not trying to indict anybody. These are problems that have been there before, probably the set of governors that are there now, and the present government at federal level that is there. The terrain is so bad, no good roads. So how do you move to? You talk about forests. You require equipment, particularly drones. And you know how expensive to buy drones. How many states can authoritatively say today we have the capacity to buy drones? In fact, that was one of the approval that Mr. President gave to us, that we said, look, we are going to purchase our own drone to help in surveillance and in operation, particularly within these areas, boundary, that the topography is so bad, is so hilly, and where you have the forest. And we have made sure that it is provided in the 2024 statutory budget. I briefed this to the National Assembly yesterday, and they were highly elated. And let me tell you what I've discovered in terms of operation. My experience as a governor tells you this. In FCT, there's nothing like called security vote. Nothing like that. Yes, that's not like that. See, I have never seen this where security is able to have a covert operation. They have to put it in writing. I have to limit it to the public secretary. He had to limit it to DFA.
It's no longer covered.
And bureaucracy for an operation that has to go on this night.
I'll probably cover that as well.
Of course, what do you know? The man who is going to do the approval is not the one who will leak the information.
So are you changing that?
What National Assembly said, they are going to do that. That's not possible. And
so nothing like that is on ground.
Nothing like that as far as FCT is concerned. No, nothing like that. In fact, it is here I found out that you pay through bank security. I've never seen that. You pay through the banks, so they have to access security through banks. How do you pay your informants? Tell me.
Without revealing the identity.
Without revealing the identity, how do you pay your informants? And I wondered. I said, no wonder.
Honorable Minister.
How will you think you will succeed? Yes, people may have, like some people may say, may have abused the issue of security vote, but that does not mean that it has not, it shouldn't be there, because it has its own effect. Because as a governor, my director of SI comes by 1 a.m. Sir, that an operation we must carry out this night will require 10,000 naira, for example. I need to go and call who? The DFA, the pump said, please can you make a bit more? Who does that? In security, nobody does that. But that's what is obtainable here. You can imagine the police asking that, that these criminals use some special motorbikes for you to get to the mountains. They also need such special bikes, if not more powerful than theirs. Not available. We have just tried to procure about 100 now to aid them. But this is one not there. And what do you want them to do? They're a handicap. I went to the CP command. In fact, I got there, I looked up, I looked down. I just shook my head. I said, we're not serious about this. As FCT, we have no FCT Special Intervention Squad that can immediately, in the command room, I've got information that is what is going on so place. With all the technology gathered there, nothing. As governor, the former IG commissioned the intelligence center, which has all communication gadgets. Before anything happens, they are aware, and they have sent signal all over.
They are state-owned in the river.
Yes, I built two, commissioned by the same former IG. And how can a city like FCT? You don't have it. All you have is a regular state police command.
So some of what you've spoken about, bureaucracy, some of these challenges, these are some of the things that some people have also identified at different points, meaning, look, something needs to be done differently. Right now, there's this conversation as to multi-level policing. What's your impression about that? Is that something you think we should adopt to get
results? In terms of going to state police, or there are so many issues that have come. Now, when you say do something differently, what does it stop you? Like what we are doing now, that we are going to build a center that is FCT special squad, special intervention squad, that will have support of the soldiers, I mean the military, the police, the SSS, like a joint
command center
that has everything they have or they will need. Not anything that happens is just also police a command. So this becomes a special intervention squad that will not give any opportunity for some of these miscreants to operate.
Perhaps
and so when you are talking about, so if what you are saying that we have this problem because if we have allowed state police, if we have allowed community police, or what we call council police, look at the advantages and the disadvantages. And let people tell themselves the simple truth. I would prefer state police. No problem about that. How many states can pay police salaries? How many states are going to buy equipment, ammunition for state? We are talking about, it's not because Rivers can, it's not because Lagos can, it's not because Delta can. How many states in Nigeria today
are paying teachers?
I don't want to go into that. What about the business? Some states can afford it. Let them go ahead. But you cannot say one state should have police state, and then in the federal system.
Yeah, but it's a democracy. So everybody can grow at the same pace. They can grow at different pace.
Well, you see, our own federal system is quite different. You see, in America, you see, a state can say, look, I have no economic capability. I will therefore join this state for us to be one. It happens. But it's not here. Ethnicity will come in. Religion will come in.
Domination.
All those kind of things. Now, so when people talk about state police, That's not only. We're just looking at it theoretically.
But Honorable Minister, if we take it from what Timberlane was saying,
Yes.
you spoke about some of the communication you had, the interaction with at the centers, and they were talking about maybe the ability to at least push back a little when these offensives come from the outlaws. Was that in the conversation? For instance, the youths in those areas, for instance?
I said we even did what you call. We told all the area council, listen, you are going to employ local vigilante, and again you have to be careful. These local vigilante want to profile who are they, so we don't create problem for ourselves. You want to eliminate criminals, you're also creating
equipping the outlaws
by criminals. So who are they? They should be profiled by the police or other security agencies. 2, will you allow them to carry ammunition? Weapons. What kind of weapons? So don't end up arming people that you cannot take control of tomorrow. Or they just merely be for intelligence purpose, which I would prefer for intelligence gathering. And I can tell you that has helped. And the police have told me that most of the intelligence they gather in apprehending these criminals mostly come from their local sources, and they try as much as they can not to let people know. Now, and that's why the danger, if you say pay money to their account. Mind you, as the money comes to their account, somebody, who is this guy? 10 million naira came today. 5 million naira came the other day. What is working? You are now exposing.
You want to give them cash?
I don't know what you call cash. All over the world. If you know what security is all about. All over the world. So you don't know that NIA, if they want most of the operations. I don't buy cash. It's not something you go and collect money from the bank. Who does that? Who told you that the CIA, they don't carry cash to do their operation? Who told you that? It's all over the world.
Okay.
It's just that we in Nigeria have this mentality. When once you hear cash, it means that, this is a corruption. The most intelligent gathering all over the world, they spend money.
Leave no trace.
You know, if say want to operate here, you don't know how much they have spent to make sure they are looking for a Chamberlain. And they will go outside to make sure that they get it. It's information. You don't know what they do. So it is not peculiar. All I'm saying that most operations carried out or being carried by the intelligence and by the security agencies is not supposed to be known by people. It's only probably the head. Sometimes, even me as the head, they may not tell me. Sometimes, except it's very, very necessary.
That's with the
level of decadence you've seen in the FCT police command now, what are your plans?
No. Don't limit it to police now. Say, have you said the level? No. I will refuse to accept the level of decadence in police command. I will refuse to accept that. Okay. If you say,
you said you don't have common tracking device.
That does not mean it's according to the level of the decadence you are talking about. Okay. All I'm saying, even the state services don't even have it. Ordinarily, why should it be so? It is not because of this administration. This administration can win. It has not been there. That's the point I'm making. And the problem we also have is that these problems have been there for years. And now everybody expects you that the problem has been there for over 20 years. Then within 7 months, it has disappeared. You must give the government some kind of kudos. But yes, we know it is not easy, but are there steps being taken, like what we are doing in FCT today, that you have even attached to the fact that yes, we can say that's relative calmness in FCT.
We cannot say the request for more security presence in those far-flung area councils, Abaji, Buhari,
I see
maybe Gwagwalada.
I see what we want to have done. Take for example, when we want to Gwagwalada, we were told that look, they need some more police stations presence at certain areas, and which we have a promise to provide. I've told the CP we need a design as usual. It is there in the 2024 budget. We included it, about 4 police stations, 2 in Gwagwalada, 1 in either Kwale or Abaj. I think there are 4, but I will not be able to really, and then some other military presence. And to help them make sure these roads that they have identified as
Critical
areas that these criminals always come to, we must have to act, which we have promised that go home, it must be done, and we have started doing it. You see, this is the first time the government is even talking about rural areas. Long, people don't see the impact of governance. They don't even care, so that's why they are surprised. I went to, there's a place, Jiwa, and they call the road Sabiru. Sabiru, but you know, it is a hell. It is a hell. When they are, and I told them we were going to do it, and we came, and the road is going over. You can see the happiness in the faces of the people. There's no magic in this. Just, you see, we want to have this confidence. You know, what has happened between the people and government is that government tells them something, government will not fulfill it. So, we don't care. But there's still a government now saying, look, we are going to do this. And then in the next 2 days, the government has come to do it. That creates some confidence. And people are believing that, yes, we are part of the government now. We can now tell government this is what is going on, and government will intervene. So much of the security issues are not just, you know, you cannot, solve some of these problems without involving the local communities.
Finally, to put a cap, because we're talking about security all this while, but to put a cap, apart from the issue of, the pushback in terms of, the equipment gap, getting equipment and all that, another aspect could be, perhaps, since we know those who are involved in this are, youths and all that, while this infrastructure development that you have been doing are going on, is there perhaps, an avenue that could lead to more job creation, mass recruitment that would deter youths from thinking about the quick wins of, kidnap?
First of all, when there's massive infrastructure going on, that also tells you employment is going on. Employment must not be only white-collar jobs, where you must work in the ministry. There's no way you can employ everybody in the ministry. For that to be, for you to say, oh, we don't have unemployment. What is important, take for example, in encouraging youths to be able to own something they can be doing while government support them. Take for example, if in Abuja today, our agriculture is key, right? What stops government in encouraging some of those youths to own some of the farms and give them something to make sure those farms grow? You don't need to see, the problem we have is that we think about billions and billions and billions. That's the only way. If a government can say, look, this young man or this group of people, after all, we have shortage of fish. The demand is so high, right? Can we see how we can set up some farms where some of these youths can own up the farms? How much does it take? That's a job, a creation. That's a job, a creation. Yes. And we are working at that. We have the mentality, our youth also have this mentality that except you make billions first. Nobody wants to start with, oh, I made 100,000 naira profit. No. Millions of naira start as profit, which is not a good idea. So many people are billionaires today, they started from somewhere and go to somewhere. You see a youth today, he wants to start, you employ him for job, his salary should start with 200,000. He looks at it. What am I going to do 200,000? That is a bad orientation. And the federal government in various areas have mapped out strategies on how our youth would engage themselves and gain and be on their own to be able to feed their...
If you could just add that, Honorable Minister, you talked about the launch of the mass transit,
yes.
CNG buses the last time.
Yes, yes.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, that is correct. Luckily, like I said, if not the problem we had with the Bureau of Procurement, we would have lost that in December, thinking that they were giving us the emergency procurement to go ahead. I told you it was this January when I brought it to attention of Mr. President, when he invited the service chiefs and all of us to a meeting, and I just look, this is the problem we're having. Immediately, he approved, and the buses have been procured, and we're doing all the details. And I told the Senate yesterday, by the time we roll out these boxes and taxis, certain areas like Maitama, Asokoro will not allow keke napep or ordinary bike. Well, I mean, we must tell ourselves the simple truth. This is the capital of a country. This is a city where you have foreigners, ambassadors. I don't understand how we can allow at this stage keke napep to take over the entire area of such areas. Security risk. Where I live, keke napep, this and that and that. So when I was coming back, they are taking over the entire road. I came back in the night. I said, what is this? And I said, well, you have no alternative. Just, you can't chase them out. Now we have alternative. Now we release the taxis and the buses out. Then we can also leave.
So will they be part of those who can apply to get those taxis, or what's this? How is this?
Yes. What we will see, in this case, the drivers will be employed by us, will be profiled by the police. In fact, not only that, we will not even allow now every route, you see, taxi on the road. We are going to make sure there are routes. You cannot apply, or you cannot apply in social route. We are giving approval for social route, and we know those who apply those routes.
What he's saying is that
Honorable Minister, we're still here with you. Let's move to. You said we should still have something to ask.
I wanted to anchor on the metro line.
No, we will do that. You linked, Honorable Minister, you linked the issues of housing, monitoring those who own these houses in terms of, even ensuring security. You were talking about the fact that, there are so many abandoned houses that could even be haven to some of these criminals. Have you gone far in that in terms of, getting those, the CFOs and the registrations to even, tie houses to names?
Well, you see that in this country, people believe that things must be done. We should be business as usual. When you bring some new ideas, they try to kick against it. But leadership is key. If you are firm, there's nothing anybody can do. We have said that, look, part of what securities have identified, that some of these uncompleted houses, that these miscreants and criminals have taken over those houses. And therefore, for security reasons, you'd better go and let them know to go and complete these houses, or government have no choice but to revoke the title and take it over. We have been able to give them time upon time and upon time. Some have, gone back to see that they put the buildings in use. Some have refused, and we have not hesitated to revoking them. Not only that, we have started demolishing them. We have not only revoking, we have also started demolishing them.
Is that the best option?
The uncompleted buildings.
What is the option?
What if they make it safe and don't allow criminals happen there because they are people's hard end?
No, what we are saying, if you go back to complete the house for people to live, we have no problem. But those who have refused to comply, we have no choice.
What if it's because they don't have the funds?
Then we should allow criminals to take over because you don't have the funds.
No, if they prevent criminals from using
How do they?
They can put security details there.
Well, we will not allow that. Take for example, some people have plots of land. They allow people to go and build shanties. And in particular in the cities. Take for example, we have the diplomatic area where you have a Russian embassy, European Union. There are lands that have been given out to people, some embassies to build. For one reason or the other, we don't know. I went there. Look at shanties I've taken over. And I said, look, who are those embassies that want to build it immediately? Qatar came up. So look, they need a place like this for them to build immediately. I revoked it and gave to Qatar. And they're building. United Arab Emirates came. We need to build our residential and this. What they gave us, there is no infrastructure. I called the director of lands. Since they are ready to build, give them there. And they have submitted their drawings for approval. I have never seen in cities where not green areas where you are living from vegetation or whatever, but where you are supposed to build, land has been given, and you allow Nyesom to take over the place by building all kinds of partial houses and this. Nobody does that. And I'm not ready. It doesn't matter who is involved. It doesn't matter who is involved. And the problem we have is that we have a way to give names to people when they take firm decision. When they take decisions that you think are hard. For me, I'm used to that. I'm not going to look back. This one that the tenure expired, that we have advertised. By the end of this week, next week, we are probably that we are revoked. Yes. All you will say, you have a way to give public officers the one name or the other. We are not bothered about that. I don't have sleepless night over it. As far as my conscience, I know I'm doing what is right and for the security of people. I saw a cobbler who pretended to be a cobbler as we are driving to my house under the tree. I called my ADC. Huh? When do you start having a cobbler? No. The cobbler should be here. It's an informant who tell you he has come in, he has gone out. And then when we drive him out, you come. Why is he not allowing the man to survive? The man is looking for how you feel. Who told you that? Who told you it is that place that he will survive? What about security? What about security? And you must be firm.
Yeah. Well, we'll hear you on that one, but talk to us about what's the plan for mass housing for people? Because you say sometimes, look, some of these so-called mass housing are not affordable for the masses. So what's FCT's plan on that?
Well, when people talk about mass housing, what I said before, when somebody comes, government should provide infrastructure worth over 80-something billion. The land was bought by government. Infrastructure provided by government. Then somebody comes that he wants to build a house to sell to people at a low cost. I don't know what is low cost. No. You want to use government to make money. I have the land. I have provided the infrastructure. We have to sit down. It's partnership. Government is not interested in making money. But not that government doesn't want money to also provide other infrastructure. But the sole aim is not to make money. But we need money to also carry out other things. So we have to sit down with you and say, look, this houses cannot be sold at this cost. We allow you to sell it at this cost. If that is not allowed, forget it. Again, some will come to government and say, look, we want to develop, we need 200 hectares to develop houses for people. That's okay, I have no problem. Let me see your capacity. Where's the money? Oh, I have a bank that no, I have no problem. Let the bank, call the bank. Let them show me the agreement you do to how much you're going to give them. All fake. All they do, collect government land. Years come, they give to sell the land and make money. I have a lot of letters here. I need 200 hectares of land. I have partners who are coming from Europe to provide. I've seen these partners a lot. Show me what is on ground. Sign an agreement with us that if you don't give within 1 year, we'll take back our land. That is all you see. We are willing. When we see the one that is sincere and is genuine, genuine is saying that you put the card for the look, this is the bank funding us. We will see the letter from the bank. We are going to release to them such amount of money. The bank takes guarantee. And you sign with government. Government says, yes, we are going to give you this. But within 1 year, 2 years, if this is not done, government, the land goes back to the government. I have seen, and you can't believe it, when I came on board, how dubious people are. I said this without, it doesn't matter who's involved. It's a staff. Immediately the former minister left. The staff signed on behalf of a minister giving out over 500 hectares of land to somebody. We have been meeting here, and our legal team said nobody can sign on behalf of a minister. You can't. You have no such authority. In fact, the present government came in May 29. We were appointed in August. From May 29 that the present government came to July, go and see contracts awarded. Go and see contracts awarded. I just discovered of recent, unknown, what the former permanent secretary here did. The time the government came in May and I came in August, they employed over 2,000 persons.
In 3 months.
Yes, and backdated it.
So what's going to happen?
Over 2,000.
So what's going to happen?
Now look at it. You look at it in 2 ways. You know that's not fair. That's illegal. So, what do? Should I say they should be sacked? Labor councils will come in. But is that right? Is that right? The kind of do you believe it that FCT alone has staff strength of not less than 38,000? Can you believe that? Of not less than 38,000 staff, with 200 something directors. After they were promoting themselves, saying they will be permanent secretaries. They retired without being permanent secretary. So it was like, look, well, so none of us can be permanent secretary. Let's be promoting ourselves here. Director.
But that has been addressed now.
No, the point I'm trying to say, because there's no future for them.
Okay. They try to create a...
So they have to say, well, we shouldn't die like this. Let it be that, they created so many departments so that a director will head a department, no matter how small the department is, no matter how small. Luckily, Mr. President said, look, we can't, there's nothing like career progression in life. That's not giving somebody hope in life. Luckily, the law is there. 2018 Act is there. I'm going to say, look, the law is there. What's the difficulty? In creating their own civil service, in making them to go to director to be permanent secretaries. And like I said in Nigeria, there's always a power tussle. Not for the institution, not for the system to grow. It's for the I am in charge. As head of service of the Federation, I will send a permanent secretary to FCT. Who employs? It is not the Federal Civil Service Commission, but employs staff of FCT. FCT employs their own people, promote their own people. We cannot get another permanent secretary. So so you are not superintending over any staff here. All you are interested is to send a permanent secretary who will not be briefing you when you have no control over the staff. And Mr. President is with them. I have come here to give people hope. I didn't come to kill their hope. I said we need hope. If the law says this, why not implement it? I'm here to implement the law. I said, Mr. Minister, go and implement. If not for somebody like Mr. President, no way. So many people fought the implementation of this 2018 Act. And you ask, what are you losing? That the law says they should have their own civil service commission. That will promote them, that will discipline them. That's it should be seen as a state. The same structure. They have commissioners who should be called as mandate secretaries. They have general counsel who should be called as attorney general. They have solicitor general who should be called as permanent secretary of Ministry of Justice. So what is wrong in them having their own permanent secretaries and having their own head of service?
Okay. So you have 10 permanent secretaries
Yes.
now. You have the FCT civil service head of service in place with the chairman and the members already appointed.
Yes.
What would this bring to the administration of the FCT now? In running it as if it were a state.
It's to starting with the bureaucratic structure. If you say, take for example, you have Civil Service Commission, which has to talk about discipline, talk about training, talk about promotion of civil servants, as far as FCT is concerned. 2, every career, everybody would want to attain the highest level in his career. At what higher level?
The civil
The civil
service.
service.
PAMSEC.
Permanent secretary, head of service, right? Now, if in a situation where I can't get to that level because there's no room, is there any motivation? Does it make me to put in my best? Certainly not. Now, there is no hope
Enough headroom.
that I'm going to retire one day as a permanent secretary. Take for example those that will be sworn in on Monday, the first set. Do you know how elated? That I was one of the first. That when this was implemented, I was made the permanent secretary. Others are now waiting. The permanent secretary will retire tomorrow. This will retire in the next 1 month. There's a likelihood. It's from my zone, for example. I may be the permanent secretary. Hope have been brought back. They will see more dedication, more work. Nobody puts in his best when he go nowhere. So you see things are now well structured. And you see high performance. It is there. There are no two ways about it. And for me, I told Mr. President the other day, I said, for me, sir, if this is the only thing I achieve during your tenure as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief, and I leave office today, I am fulfilled.
I have to add the light rail.
No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you. Why am I fulfilled? That you make people to have hope in life.
I was just
Human development is key. You don't know what you're talking about. Look at somebody has been appointed as head of service. It has gone down in history. As the first head of service
Of the FCT.
It's not money. Even if he retires tomorrow morning, he said he's fulfilled. I got to the highest level of my career. So the why I said, even if, as I finish talking here now, I'm no longer Minister of FCT, I feel satisfied. Not to talk about, again, something that had been there to Mr. President, that he said, people are looking for land, I don't need it. What I want is, let me ride on the metro line.
I just use that as an intervention. Let's stay with your work.
Government, there are myriad of issues, problems. You are here to solve the problems. You don't want everything for you to say, oh, it's because we are paying so wage bill that we are not able to do this or do that. I wish the wage bill should come lower. It would have enabled me to put some of the funds to other areas. But be it as it may, you have to move on and work out strategies on how it does not affect you. Let me tell you something. Our budget is 1.1 trillion. We submitted to Mr. President to National Assembly.
Okay.
Somebody will say,
1.1 trillion.
Somebody will say, what's it takes? And that's why we have to thank Mr. President for bringing us out of the TSA. Today, you have been talking about payment of contractors, jobs are going on well. When we were in TSA, nothing was happening. Why?
Bureaucracy.
Not only bureaucracy. You don't have access to other funds. Whatever you get now from the IGR this month, for example, you share it. And it doesn't make sense. It's like pouring water in the ocean. So that doesn't make sense.
Tell us about that IGR.
No, so that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you know about so we propose to Mr. President to the National Assembly. We want to go to other commercial markets. Listen, we need this amount of money. We need it. How do you pay back? We attach our IGR to our SPO. Now, the money is there. You share the money, attach it to basic infrastructure. Take for example, the OSEX, outer southern, where you have that Asoko junction, for example. How much, for example? What is left? Maybe it's 20 billion. After 20 billion, I need this job to be finished by December. Right? B6, B12. How much is left? So amount. From this loan, I apply this money to that job. Before you know, you are sure of 10 projects. Be completed. Now, what's the bank doing? Every month, they collect that year. So, if they are collecting 500 billion, for example, the bank is taking from us every year 720 billion. At 10 billion a month, that's 120. But we are not depending. If we depend just on that monthly, you get a share. This one 1.5. This one, variations will come. Variations will come. And you know, I'm one of the opponents of variation. I believe that government jobs are extraordinarily high. I will not tell you lies. And so when I look at it, and people are telling me about variation, I get irritated. So now, that wouldn't be. So because you know, I have money for you, which is at 20 billion, you can do my work. I pay you.
So
this is the advantage.
Okay.
But I which Mr. President, if you did not do it, FCT, nobody will be talking about
So do we have
this and that. No.
Do we have a system in place now such that if you are no more the FCT minister, whoever comes in sees that template and jobs will go on without any hindrance?
And you cannot. You see, a leadership varies. After all, somebody was there. He didn't do it.
They were still in TSA at the time.
Yes. I came. I wrote to Mr. President, look at the disadvantages. It will not help us to do anything. It is your ability to convince your boss and to see the advantage. And now you have seen it. And he said, go ahead. So today, people say, I would have returned the construction site. How? It's because Mr. President had read it, has seen the advantages that will accrue to his government. He said, move on. Do you know, nothing makes you happy when you see people are happy with what you are doing. I was in Senate yesterday. I feel highly elated. Every speaker per speaker, we commend you. We have seen. We are happy. Anywhere we go to, we are seeing so many things are happening. And we are asking ourselves, how come this was not the case before? You have a new president who has given me the opportunity and who is giving me the support for me to actualize his agenda, particularly as it relates to FCT. For me, it's my greatest happiness that people see, people are commending. You know, it is difficult to commend public officers. I read yesterday, I don't want to be personal. I think they say she's a senator for FCT. I don't know. Okay, they said she's a senator for FCT. Saying, Wike is busy scraping roads. Listen, I just, you know, in my place, now I did that says, if you don't know what to tell somebody, you say as him be. That is it. You don't have anything, you don't even know what to tell the person. You know, one of these, so some days, I woke up. I called my executive secretary of CDO. I said, come. I said, come. Well, the road, as you come down, look at the roads, all cracked. We passed through there. As we were going to the villa, then went to the police headquarters. That we go and see. This roads were built when. I should leave it when the potholes come. That's when I'll go and repair it. You know, back belly. You know what you say, back belly. You know, somebody wants to be a friend. He said, I don't want to be a friend. It's by force.
But what's like what the person was indicating that you don't want to be supervised. Like don't
supervised. Are you my appointer?
They have an oversight function.
Oh, come on, do. Listen now. Come on, do it. The problem is that she wanted to be chairman of the committee on FCT. And the Senate President said, I'm not giving you. She's a member. Let them come and oversight. There's nothing we have done. I've not invited the two chairmen of the FCT and the two chairmen of the other council. Every flag off, they're all there. Come and see with your eyes. And I deliberately allow it to be live. I deliberately allow it to be live. And so, what the committee, the chairman, I'll see what I do. They are coming every day. What are they going to supervise me? You cannot supervise me.
But she's also representing the
FCT. No, that is the mistake you are making. That's the mistake you are making.
She will have extra interest.
What is the interest? But I must see her.
No, that FCT should function well.
Why would I go and say, is that my responsibility? If I have a problem, I go and see her. I don't have a problem.
So you're likely to see her if there's
a problem.
What if she wants to see you?
It's available. You should invite to me. Give me a call if I'm free.
But she said you're not reachable.
Come on. How did you reach me now?
No, she's the journalist.
Listen. Nobody can intimidate me. Not after being, look. I was a minister before. I became a governor of one of the most important states in Nigeria. And now I'm a minister of FCT. You are telling that the only way you can bring me is to go to channel, is to go to TVC, is to go to, and the minister is not carrying me. I carry it, I don't have the back to carry. I don't have the back. People don't know how to go about things. It's not by blackmail or intimidation.
So what should she be doing?
Do the right thing. Communication. Can I have audience with you? There are things about FCT. I want you to. The problem is this. She ran an election against my friend, Philip Aduda. Right? And then she sees Philip Aduda everywhere with me. He said, I'm taking Philip everywhere. Instead of she being the senator. How about? Will I abandon my friend because he failed the election? I mean, people are so petty. It doesn't make sense. Everybody is commending what is going on in FCT. You are busy, so that he's not Caribbean and supposed to be the eye of FCT. That's lawmaking. That's lawmaking. The eye of FCT in terms of implementing Mr. President's agenda is me. Is me. Mr. President made promise to FCT. Mr. President told them, I have the new hope agenda. I want to bring back your hope. In doing that, I have somebody I think should represent me in bringing my agenda
To reality.
achievable. And one of those is these people, they have distorted their growth. They make sure civil servants will not grow. I say no, that is wrong. Today, the civil servants are happy. The hope has come back. I'm here to implement Mr. President's agenda. I'm not here to you supervise me. You didn't appoint me. What you can do is to do oversight function. When you come, if there are things you see, you think is wrong, if you think your powers to do what to do, or you come to me. So many senators have come to me. Say, look, there's something we want to say. We want to bring an amendment to the law. FCT needs more money. It's the federal capital territory. That FCT ought to collect 1% of the total money, not 1% of federal government own share. So you take, for example, if federal government gets in a month 800 billion of allocation, 1% 800 billion is 8 billion. So that's what you get.
So you want to be on first line charge?
So that's what somebody who wants to help in improving FCT. How do I amend the law that will help you? You are talking about kidnapping. You are saying the sanction as provided was not enough, is not sufficient to deter these criminals. Now I expect you, as a single senator, as a lawmaker, how do I go through the lawmaking process to achieve this so that criminals will know that FCT is a no-go area? It's not for you to every day go on television, go on radio, that what the minister is doing is to scrape road. I will scrape more. More will go. And you see, the good thing is that when I finish, you know, call landlord. You know what landlord? By the time they finish as 5 years, when they finish, you know, you'll be happy that you are driving on a good road, and I'm sure the lawmaker will also.
Talking about those projects, sir. Talking about those projects, I'm sure it's not the bedroom line alone that you intend to present to Mr. President for commissioning
so many things
on May 29th. Let's talk about the other projects. I
don't want people to hate me. Let me tell you, I will assemble a committee to go and work out what has Mr. President achieved in his 1 year in office as it relates to FCT. Do you understand what I'm saying? What has Mr. President achieved in his 1 year in office, which will be May, as it relates to FCT? That's my concern. I don't go to do other people's work. This is my own assignment here. We'll be able to tell Nigerians, in Mr. President 1 year in office, see what he has been able to achieve, which is not 1 year in our own capacity. Our own 1 year will be August. But we are not important. It is Mr. President. It is his agenda that we are driving. So since Mr. President will be 1 year in office in May, what will he tell Nigerians? What will he tell FCT people? What he was able to achieve? And we wrote it out. Proudly. Proudly. We will do it in such a way, I don't know whether Mr. President will have the time to have the opportunity to say every day. Okay, so Mr. President, take 2 weeks, which you will not agree. Okay, in the sense of Vice President, it is not about, for me, my greatest happiness is, are you sure? Are you satisfied that you think you've done well? I tell people, it's not that I think, people are saying so. You have also attested by the questions you're asking, indirectly. Because when you say, oh, this project is going on here, this project is going on, what it means, that things are happening.
The VP's residence, how far with it?
Oh, it's almost there. We're almost quarter to finish. Go there. This was a project that was awarded 2010. At the cost of 7 billion. Vice President residence at the cost of 7 billion from 2010 to 2024. 14 good years. Who hears that? That's something must be wrong with us. As a governor, when I told Nigerian Council of Education, when I went to Bayelsa Law School campus, I said, look, I was going to build this. But if you agree to start a campus of law school in Port Harcourt, we will build and hand over to you in a year. At the cost of what? 18 billion. We did not build it in 1 year. We built it in 9 months. And we paid 18 billion. And then you tell me, federal government will award vice president residence for 14 years. When I told president, I can't understand this. Even if the federal government was paying 1 billion a month, but for 7 months, John's brother is like, I'm sorry to use that word. John's brother is money for hand, back for grant. I'm sorry to use that language. What does John's brother? If you give them the money, they provide what you want. That was why, when I was governor of River State, from 2019 to 2023, how many years? 4 years. Built 12 flyovers. I didn't win down to Johannesburg. 4 years. Federal government will award VP's resident 2010 for 7 billion naira, and then we're talking about how to finish it in 2024. 14 good years. And that place, we're not serious. Sometimes that alone is a highlight for criminal very close to the villa. I said, Mr. President, I've spoken with Johannesburg. Of course.
Variation.
Because the job, and I told them, are you going to finish this in 6, 7, 8 months? They said, we need the money. You need money. I will give them the money. Today, I was there yesterday, and they said, look, come and take it.
Honorable Minister, we can see that you have been able to fast track, several of these projects. But there are still some that are like an albatross on the neck of the, FCT administration, and that is, for instance, the Centenary Tower, for instance. The Centenary Tower, for instance. How have you been able to? Is there anything you're doing to perhaps review?
I thought when we came, and we called the contractor. That project was awarded under the administration of Obasanjo to Salini. I think it was around 50-something billion. It came down to later variation upon variation, and it came to 100-something billion. So when I came, and I saw it as something that would change the landscape of the city. So I went to President and said, look, excuse me, we cannot allow this. I'm talking with the company if they would agree. So I tried to work out. That's okay, the company. Where are we now? 100-something billion. How do we pay? When can you finish it? They said 3 years. That's okay. 3 years. 3 years. It's okay. If I pay 3 billion every month, in 3 years I will pay about something billion. Can you? He said yes. You remember, I told the press that this is what we have agreed with the company. Unknown to me, different stories came. The company came back. No, it's not. And they did it at 200-something billion. I said, wait a minute. I don't think I have the appetite for this. So I told President, I don't think I can continue with this. Yes, it's important, but it's crazy. It's crazy. So, now 10 billion naira we put to Sokuku. So I wrote to the DMO we are not willing to go ahead with this centenary. I don't want something that, you know, at the end of the day, it will turn to 400 billion from the one seeing it. Maybe we look at it from the private investor angle. We look for people who can take it over and finish, and then they can own the place. So I want to DMO. Can you leave that 10 billion to one of these jobs? I think it's going to be the longest road. It has about 8 flyovers by CGC. I don't know what they call it. So long. More than 30 something a kilometer. I said, please, could you please channel that fund to that distance? Because when I looked at what is being owed to the company, what's it called, the CGC, I saw that it has come down to something billion. So, can you channel that? And then I call CGC, how can you finish this? They say they see the funds. They can finish it before 2027. I said, fine. We are going to. It's a major road that will change the entire landscape of Abuja. Right. So, this is how I do. So, yes, I would have loved to finish the centenary. But I mean,
I think you visited, is it a computer village in Abuja or something? Technology village, sorry, yeah. So is there any plan today or in the future to ensure you have a technology hub where a lot of young people can do things?
That again is a good question. You see, I think they took over 700 hectares of land. No infrastructure has been provided. Again, like I said, is the driver, the head. When you give people assignment, it depends on their commitment, on their zeal. If I'm the head of the technology village, the issue is, since being appointed, what have I done? How many investors have I been able to bring in here? All these years, nothing. So I went there, and they were explaining that, oh, the villagers have encroached. I said, yes. Who allowed encroachment? Because you are doing nothing. The villagers said to their land that you are doing nothing, and they are going to encroach. Even though they have been compensated. So I'm happy to announce to you that the Minister of Science and Tech has come. We are willing to give it out to them, so that they will be able to bring in investors who want to establish the force of technology as a technology hub. For me, it's not about you being a child, it's about the capacity, it's about contributions. They have nothing. And you answer the head of the Abuja Technology Village. It doesn't make sense to me. Government cannot put the money government should put has been put by providing the road infrastructure. So I think the Minister of Science and Technology is doing quite well, and I can assure you in the next few months people will begin to come in. It's an amazing place.
Honorable Minister, we are talking about 5 minutes. We are talking about 5 minutes. You are into your home state now.
Yes.
Your lawmakers, we know sometimes last year they all defected to the All Progressive Congress, and lawmakers loyal to you, and you are a minister serving under the federal government. Where do you belong to now?
What do you mean by they are loyal to me?
Lawmakers loyal to you.
How are they loyal to me?
Most of them, you.
How? You see,
They are proteges.
Proteges of me is not a protege of me.
Even the governor.
He is a protege of me. But he's not loyal. But these ones are protege and they are loyal.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know. Tell me. You tell me. You say these are loyal to me. You say they are my protege. I said, okay, who is not your protege? Okay. He said, my God. I said, fine. I said, okay. Is he loyal to me? He said, no. So these lawmakers are loyal. He's not loyal. They said they went to APC. I have no right to stop anybody. You know, one thing people will always say, oh, I'm aware they went to, because they are loyal to me. Fine. But this was not loyal to me. When some people come to talk to me, beg your lawmakers now to do this. I said, do you want them to obey me? They say yes. Fine. What of the other person? He's not to obey me. He should assert his own right. He should assert independence.
I thought Mr. President has sorted it out.
But the lawmakers cannot assert independence. You know, we will be hot and cold. And that's why I say people are, you know, look, anybody who supports an ingrate is a natural and ungrateful person.
People feel that agreement is lopsided by not telling the lawmakers to return back to the PDP. Because every other thing was upturned.
How can president determine, tell me I should go back to a party? Or how can you, where are that
People that resigned, they were brought back, people that, you know, they
for who's one interview, do you know what they said? Withdraw impeachment. Do you know what that is? Who benefited from it all? Tell me the truth. Whose office was under threat? When you say these people have gone to another party, it's a matter of court interpretation. If you say I've left the party, it does not allow you to say I've left the party, so you leave the seat. You need to challenge it in court. The speaker to hit the gavel. It's not when people, when you have interest, you don't want to look at the whole thing. As far as I'm concerned, the lawmakers have respected Mr. President. When that agreement was reached, it didn't take them 24 hours. They will do the impeachment notice. What is the point that you brought commissioners? Are they working?
Okay. Let me.
I didn't know you were going into this kind of. Have you had me? I'm busy.
Let me ask you a lesson.
I'm busy with the metro line, how to achieve metro line. I'm busy with other projects.
Honorable Minister.
I'm very busy.
Honorable
I don't even talk about the.
Honorable Minister.
Now
Let me ask
time
you
for politics.
Let me ask you a less
for
complicated
government.
question. Let me ask you a less complicated question.
Yes.
Which party?
I didn't tell you that is complicated.
Okay. Which party do you belong to?
I'm a member of People's Democratic Party. Have you ever seen me change any day? When you see, I don't know why this.
You are not interested in the elections in Edo, whether your party wins or not. The Wike that Nigerians know, we always throw his heart.
The one I did before,
political.
the one I supported before, what happened? The one I supported before, now what happened? So what happened?
But his company,
I have decided
I
have decided to take a break.
from politics,
No,
supporting.
it's not. Look, as you see me here now,
They are focused on the
everybody carry a cross. I'm just as I'm telling
You
you.
don't have the back to carry people.
You see, when people say this, I was in PDP, I didn't hide it. I came out. I said, I'm not going to support your presidential candidate. Is it that I spoke in a way people do not understand? Is it that I acted in a way people do not understand? Even the deaf heard me, the deaf. You can hear when the deaf can hear you. What I said, the deaf heard. But if this is not done, I won't do this.
And the party is still
I
planning to
did-
discipline you for that.
Discipline me for who?
Damago said so.
Who? That I did what?
That it
Who
was
violated?
that it
Who
was anti-party.
violated the party's constitution? Who violated? Who should be disciplined? I'm an advocate of the implementation of the constitution, and you breach it, and you want to discipline me. In the first place, can you not even say, in the first place, you should have thanked us, thanked Rivers. Did you understand me? Okay. Assuming we lost the governorship, would I be talking about Rivers State being a PDP state? Assuming we lost. Forget about these people who are gallivanting today, moving around, say that they can now serve master and serve boy. Now they are serving boy on the road now.
All right, Honorable Minister.
So leave all those things. And like I told you, now it's time for governance. Now it's time to do your own assignment. President are giving me an assignment. I'm busy to carry my own assignment. When the time for politics comes, then we will know who is where, who is not where. Money is not everything. I was the Minister of State when I went to run for a governorship. Yes, I was. Did you not win?
But one would like to ask you,
yes.
before you go, just one question before you go. You straddled 2 places now, being governor 8 years in your state.
Yes.
Now you are FCT minister. Which one has been more daunting, for instance?
I don't know how to. Here's Nigeria. I don't have the kind of executive power as I used to have when I was governor. Most of the things I do here, I must seek the approval of Mr. President. The luck I have is that every time I seek for his approval, he has always given. And that has made my work easier. But I can tell you, it's not easy. You know, Abuja, you have all kinds of people, they hire mighty. Former presidents are here. Former army generals are here. Generals are here. Field marshals are here. Everybody is here. Senate president is here. Speaker is here. Chief Justice is here. So it's not like in your state. No, it's not like that. But for whatever it is, if you have capacity, have capacity. It doesn't matter where you find yourself. All right. When I was Minister of State Education, everybody thought that office is a dead office. I was there. I bought it as I left. Somebody went there. He said, but it's not where Wike was. It is not the office. It is you. All right. But we don't know how the office will be.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. We are very sure that you are enjoying the work anyway. Thank you for allowing us to share the beautiful ambience of your office. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And of course, my colleague, Officer.
Nice to speak with you again. Hopefully, by the grace of God, like you said, we'll ride with you on the metro line.
Thank you for also hosting us today.